Hello and welcome everybody to the Conquest Cup here on Elo Hell Esports. Glad to be bringing it to you today. A little bit of workshop action coming forward. And as we look ahead, it's going to be Team 1, composed primarily of solo players, versus Red Claw for your casting entertainment. It's going to be me, Sir Waltham, and Dryad. Dryad, let's run down this game mode a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a game mode that seems very, very interesting. Definitely not the Overwatch that we're used to seeing. And so there's a lot of action that's going to be going on. You need to try to capture the points pretty much. So just be very aware of a lot of action that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, and we will be taking a quick little trailer video, give you guys a brief overview here in just a moment.
Fight. Never stop fighting.
Now, as we can see, it's a three-zone style control map, similar to control of other game modes, but here we will call it Conquest. Each zone being able to be controlled by a team, and as the teams control those zones, the amount of points they'll get for their kills is going to be going up and up. If a team manages to get all three zones locked down, then they will have a brief moment of invulnerability. The zones will have a moment of invulnerability. Let the teams frag out as much as possible. So a lot of options to be going here, Dryad. Certainly a little bit of chaos I'm expecting.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really exciting to see how teams decide to play this. I feel like a lot of teamwork is going to be necessary for the teams to try to victory. And since we're in this group stage, the more wins they get right now, the better they're going to be for the team. Definitely be on the lookout for that, and the aggression and the exciting gameplay area.
That's really cool, man. It's
Yeah.
like an actual game mode.
Absolutely. Of course, going to be available with the code on the screen. Sure, we'll also have that link available a little bit later as well. But the solo team I mentioned before are also going to be referred to as Plat for Life. So we'll be going between Team 1 and Plat for Life. I'll be trying to stick to Plat for Life. But, we all make mistakes. As we look ahead, though, Red Claw, perhaps a familiar name for anybody who's been keeping up with Elo Hell esports in general. Just, been catching all our community streams, cups, things like that. But Dryad, I'm really excited to get going here. And from what I understand, we're going to be starting off on Dorado. And the way these map types work, it's a little bit peculiar, right? Because you can play on the control maps, those King of the Hill types within Overwatch, but each submap has its own kind of conquest map.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a lot of differences in maybe what teams decide to play depending on the map and the sub map that we have. But starting in Dorado, I feel like that should be a really good start for these two teams into maybe something specific that you're thinking about playing. Again, the I feel like the one that's going to benefit them the most is that sort of dive position where they can jump into the point and control it as soon as they can. A lot of Diva and Winston diving and just everyone jumping everywhere.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this is going to shake out, because we already know that when it comes to things like capture the flag, it's already hectic. You already have people just trying to be as fast as possible, but also be as deathmatchy as possible. So I think this is just going to compound it. You have 3 different points to control. So a lot of different attention, a lot of mistakes that can be made and capitalized upon these teams. It's going to look very intense, very competitive. I'm more excited than I have been for a community game in a very long time.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, one of the things that makes Overwatch so exciting is how hectic it is and how many things are going on at the same time. And in this mode, it's going to be even more than what we're used to in the usual Overwatch that we see on stream most of the time. So that's why it's really exciting a game mode that is not as common, but definitely should be because of the amazing possibilities that every team has.
Yes, and we will be entering game here in just a moment. And now the way these spawns are going to work is it's team deathmatch style spawns. So your spawns will be weighted a little bit more towards where your team already is, so you don't just get caught in no man's land and absolutely burned down by a Tracer, a Winston, or whatever we're going to be seeing coming out here, Dryad.
A tracer seems like a good guess for this. It's something that we're probably going to be seeing, but again, from what the teams are showing us right now, we are going to be seeing, it seems like, that dive on one of the sides. We're also going to have a Reinhardt, so it's almost like goats, you could say.
Yeah, a little bit, but as we look in here, we're going to be seeing point B already get captured pretty immediately by, I believe that is going to be, and in fact, is going to be Red Claw. So they're going to be getting the first advantage in terms of points per kill. And now as we look ahead, though, Team 1 already starting to frag out and pushing in. This bank vault certainly seems to be the apex of all this action.
Yeah, that's right. So many things going on, and this right here doesn't want to stop. They are controlling this point pretty well, soon be completely controlled by Red Claw. So doing really good, but it seems like Lazy Chin may make what's necessary for Plat for Life to make that comeback, and they do make it. They are actually taking control of this zone now.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing Red Claw use advantage of those respawns to get C captured as much as possible. And already some negative points coming on the board for Red Claw. This solo team, Plat for Life, certainly looking good for it so far. They're going to be getting point C now. They're looking to move on to Zone A.
And will they be able to, or is the red team able to do something about it? Are they able to take the point? Is something that we're about to see, but the team Plat for Life looking really strong, and they actually managed to do it.
Yeah, the power play going to be coming through, and now Plat for Life has the opportunity. The zones aren't going to be locked, so they can just focus on this hardcore death match style, but it's going to be Red Claw quite a ways away, so they're going to have to really close the distance.
Yeah, and they are trying to do this, but it doesn't seem like they know exactly how to jump into the enemy team. They are having a lot of difficulty getting those kills, and that's going to delay them. The entrance is going to be really important with that bomb.
Yeah, nobody really going down early, but Lazy Chan going to be turning things around with a double off the back end, and just like that, everything gets broken wide open, and now Plat for Life going to be leading in a severe number of points.
They have so many points compared to Red Claw. They have negative points right now. They don't really know what to do, how to come in. They're using every single ability that they can, and they are actually making it work.
Yeah, they're finally getting some points on that board. They stop Zone B from being contested, and now they're looking to kind of flip things in their favor, get momentum working for them, and they need to here. They're still quite a ways away from the finish line, but so are their opponents.
Yeah, that's right. And it seems like one of the major keys for Plat for Life is going to be Lazy Chan and Diva. Over and over again, we've seen the bombs and also those solo kills that is able to get that are going to be really important. And we actually see Zone C control by them.
And now with the advantage going to Red Claw, if they're getting basically a 2-to-1 kill to breaking even. So as we look ahead, the points aren't going to be ticking up until those kills come through for either side. But now it's going to be Plat for Life managing to get the flip. But the kills have to come through in order for anything to happen. And so far, both these teams looking very slow on some of these fights.
Yeah, the entrance for the teams and the way that they decide to attack, the abilities they use are not very aggressive. For now, we see that grab, but it doesn't seem to connect.
And the grab gets everybody, but not quite there to capitalize upon. Too immediately, however, we do see the kills now start to come through for Red Claw. They're starting to build up and close that gap just a little bit. They're getting more zone control as well. We see them trying to attack Zone B, and so far having a good go at it.
Yeah, they're looking so much better now. They don't have that negative score. They are currently 13 against the 30 that Plat for Life has. So now they're going to try to contest point A. Are they able to do it before the teams get there? It's going to be really hard.
It certainly is, but it's going to be Red Claw coming in and wiping them away, sweeping them out of the zone. However, they're going to now be moving on to Zone B, looking here to prevent that cap from going over to the Plat for Life. And Lazy Chan throwing in a big bomb, getting 3. That's certainly going to help the kill counts.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about, how Lazy Chan has gotten kills over and over again. 5 for the Diva. So looking amazing on this hero, taking control, and now 40 points for them. They're going to be trying to taking the next point, and with the advantage that they have, it's just more than likely that they will be able to.
And we are now looking ahead, and it's going to be Plat for Life getting that power play coming online. 30 seconds to not even worry about those zones. Once again, they're going to be moving in as fast as possible. You got to think that Lucio's going to give him the speed boost to get in there and just brawl out if possible. And it's already looking like Red Claw on the back foot. Earthshatter's coming in from both sides, but not a lot of value for either one. This is looking very scrimmy right now, Dryad.
Yeah, and you can see the Moira desperately trying to get the heals into the team, but Red Claw is taking advantage right now with this Zarya getting those kills. That was really good for them, but unfortunately, Plat for Life is going to be taking the advantage, looking really, really good.
Yeah, Plat for Life, definitely very strong there. More than just like being able to get those mechanical skills coming out, it looked like they were able to really have that zone control, as well as a couple big bombs from Lazy Chan. You can't be disappointed with that.
I mean, we pretty much just saw a good composition from them, which was really good, and we know not only this game mode that is extremely aggressive, but also the composition that they decide to play, and the diva being so aggressive and having the Moira, the Lucio, and any other hero that they had that is able to dive really fast and get those kills. That's what gave it the advantage.
Yeah, certainly when you have to be everywhere on the map, a little bit of speed does not hurt. However, that's going to be 1 point going over to Plat for life, but we're not quite done yet, Dryad. This is a best of 3.
Yeah, that's right. And Plat for Life not looking so plat. From what we've seen, amazing performance again, and I just really want to see that diva again. I think that brings so much into the game, having that self destruct to be able to use at any point, and knowing that not everyone is going to be able to find cover just gives you such a big advantage into taking the point.
Certainly, and something I think we touched upon, but we didn't really go into depth about. With this game mode, there are no role limits. So, for example, you can
Right.
have one hero, you can have one player per hero, but you can have as many heroes on a role as possible. So, if you want an all tank squad, all support, all DPS, you can do that. It might not be the most viable. I think that those fast moving tanks definitely seem to be holding their own ground here on this game mode.
And from what we saw these two teams play, they do have a good understanding of exactly what they want to play. They're playing those tanks and they're playing those healers. Again, more like a GOAT, 3-3 composition that we saw from them. And it works out. It's just really dependent on who's more aggressive and who decides to engage first. So that's the main thing that Red Claw is going to be needing to do at any point.
Certainly, and we'll see if they can pull that out. We are, however, going to be taking a quick break, so stick around, folks, to catch the end of the Conquest Cup.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just fucking do it.
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then two captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Conquest Cup. A little bit of a preview for the Conquest game mode here on Elo Hell. And with this, we are tuning back in with Team 1, aka Plat for Life, aka Solo Team versus Red Claw. Plat for Life already looking very good, taking Dorado in a pretty convincing fashion here, Dryan.
Yeah, that's right. We saw amazing plays from them and taking the advantage really. Even when they were struggling a little bit, they were able to make that comeback using those ultimate abilities that gave them the advantage that they needed. So now going into the next map, we're going to be on Ilios. I think we're going to be seeing the same composition from them.
We certainly might. We are going to be going on to Ilios Ruins, to be more specific, given that this is a deathmatch type of game mode. We do have that option. Also worth noting, I mentioned a little bit earlier that it's going to be a best of 3 format. That has now been bumped up to a best of 5. So hopefully a lot more high-flying action coming in from this game mode. Very excited to get a little bit more in on it. But as I mentioned, we will be going into Ilios Ruins. And we also do have a few character bans coming in from the teams. Roadhog's going to be banned from Plat for Life. Farah going to be banned from the team Red Claw. But now we're looking to see these teams just really go into it. And already Zone C getting captured by Red Claw.
But it's so interesting to see those Widow picks at the beginning. Definitely not the hero I was expecting. I was expecting more of a tank position, but it worked out really well for them just getting that early pick would give them the big advantage.
Certainly does, and now we're seeing a 3-3 composition come out from Red Claw. They're just trying to brawl it out on point C, and so far, they're getting a couple kills going their way, but Shevchenko just looking really strong on this Widowmaker. A very linear map for the game mode, so lines up that Widow for some easy pickings as we see the kills continue to come through, but it's looking pretty even both ways, Dryan.
Yeah, and one thing to mention also is that here in Ruins is going to be a little bit harder for the teams to get to the other point, so that should be really interesting to see how they decide to do it. They don't have the advantage of speed, for example, with a Widowmaker, but they do have that Winston that's going to help them.
Yeah, and in uncomfortable positions, Plat for Life has to back up and try to capture this point, but they give over quite a few lives to that effort. Now Red Claw has free opportunity on the point to get that flipped over and in their possession.
And they are able to take it, so this might be the comeback that we needed from them. They're looking much stronger right now, but points are just going into the time bank that they need. So looking really good. Capture A, who's going to be taking it.
Capturing A, it will finally go in possession of Plat for Life. I might have spoken almost a bit too soon, but now we're going to be seeing the ultimates try to come out. Sunraiser trying to drop that grab, but a return shatter coming in from Squab. It's going to so far be going in favor of Red Claw. We're seeing them lead in that point limit here. Another grab coming out this time from the side of Dark Fox, and that one a little bit more fruitful perhaps.
And this is very similar to what we usually see in control maps, where even if someone takes the point, the one who's going to have the biggest advantage is going to be the one who wins the fight, which is exactly what we saw from Red Claw. They are doing really good. Now they are finally taking the advantage, taking all of the points.
Yeah, Red Claw does have that power play on the line, so they're going to be looking to lead in here, and so far they're getting a couple of the good kills coming up. And you're going to start building that lead exponentially fast with the massive point advantage that comes with having those 3. We're seeing the kills come in. Vintage managing to get the res off that will deduct some points, but it's not going to matter. Red Claw's already clean.
And now we are seeing Flat for Life struggling so much more. They were looking so strong on the last map, but now they don't really know what to do. Even when we saw Lazy Chan with that Silver Shock, that was the best opportunity that they had in the last map. They were struggling so much. He ended up getting picked, and Minty Chan, even though was able to get that rest, was not enough for the team.
And already we're seeing Red Claw being very quick to pivot. They capture Zone B, immediately move back to Zone C to try to get themselves some positioning. But that opens up Zone B now for the side of Flat for Life. And that's exactly where this battle's going to happen once again. We see Squab taking the front of a lot of damage, having to put that shield up, provide some sort of cover. But immediately just a tank fest going through on both of these ends. Squab trying to go for the charge. Doesn't find a whole lot, but a big Earth Shatter coming in from Cheesy GB. And with this now, it looks like Flat for Life finally going to be swinging ahead, getting some kills, especially with that grab blocking people down.
And it looked really good. That grab that you mentioned, the fight is not over. They just need to get those picks at the end to secure all the stones that they need to get. So C is still in control. Red Claw is already able to take it as well.
Looking like Flat for Life going to be trying to lead in, but they're stopped at the door with an Earth Shatter Squab. Going to be landing a big one off the back end. Zone C is basically the one area that Red Claw is fighting for. If they lose it, then they're going to basically be free pickings for the opposing team. And so far, they're doing a good job of holding off. That Diva Bomb coming in is going to buy them quite a bit of space, and we're going to be seeing the rest of them lead in very heavily. As now, it looks like the points are a little bit more even keel, but still, the lead convincingly in the favor of a Red Claw. And right now, with the kills going in favor of Red Claw, managing to push up to Zone B, trying to get that flip go over into their side of the field.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the things that we need to talk about is how hard it is for any team to get Zone C if it's controlled by the enemy team. There isn't that much room for the team to come in, and they do need to make a lot of damage. There's a lot of protection that the defenders can get, and that's exactly what we're seeing today.
Yeah, the grab going to be locking everybody in place from Sunraiser, but the sound barriers to counter it. And now the tanks looking like they're going on a little bit of a chase here. The Diva Bomb goes out, but excellently blocked by Scob. And now Zone A, very close to being captured, but not quite there just yet. It looks alike instead. Red Claw going to be looking for those kills rather than just getting that zone progress.
And at this point, you just need to really be concerned if you're Flat for Life. Are you able to make that comeback? The difference in points is so big that it's going to be so hard for them. They really need to come up with a strategy right now to try to get Zone B at least, even if C seems really hard for them.
Yeah, especially with less than 5 minutes left on the clock. 62 points, that's about a 40-point difference here. As the respawns start to come in for Flat for Life, they're looking to get regrouped, and they managed to nab Zone C out of it. This is going to look very good for them. And now we're seeing a Junkrat come onto the field. Lazy Chan trying to throw those pills in and make any sort of contact that they can, but Dark Fox looking to stifle that, and a big bomb coming in.
It looks really good seeing that 4K from Diva, exactly what it's needed, and it just comes right in time. So really good that we're seeing from Red Claw, looking so much stronger. But at the end, we do see the flip that Flat for Life is
through. 30 seconds left on the clock.
So there is a lot that we're seeing going on right now, and Junction also with so much damage that also tired that is able to get 2 kills. So once again, this might be a big advantage that Flat for Life could be having coming into the next fight. They might be able to make that comeback. It doesn't look as bad for them to take control of all the points right now. But 70 points for Red Claw, definitely looking a little bit stronger. It just really depends on the defense they're going to be seeing coming into the next point and Zone B.
Yeah, you gotta be thinking that Red Claw already looking very dominant for this one zone apiece control. We're gonna be seeing that Coalescence try to come out, and that sound barrier now from Brutes trying to stabilize here for the side of Red Claw, although they are still getting these kills, Drya.
Yeah, and they are looking so much better right now. That gravity that also comes into the point, and the tire over and over again getting those kills.
And a big grab now going to be coming online from Dark Fox. Trying to throw it out there as we look ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, they're looking so much better right now. Minty Chan that with the kill, and he's able to get 2 kills as well. So not the best situation that Red Claw is having right now coming into this point, but now those picks might be exactly what we needed. That self-destruct, but unfortunately doesn't get any kills. And once again, we see Clash for Life taking advantage of Graviton. We saw the D.Va trying to eat it, but unfortunately it was way too late for them. That lamp from Baptiste thing is such a strong ability, is going to be benefiting them so much. But Trap, we see the D.Va so much more difficulty that the teams are having. Once again, Clash for Life making that comeback.
Yeah, so far they're looking good. They have that zone control, but it's only a few minutes left on the timer. The question is, can they carry through with enough force and momentum? Certainly doesn't look like it as Red Claw put their feet down.
Yeah, that's right. For one moment, it seemed like Clash for Life was finally able to do this, but unfortunately, more points for Red Claw that are going on this campaign right now. So not the best that you want to see for your Clash for Life. You still can make the comeback, but it's not going to be easy at all.
That's certainly the case here. The grab goes out. Dark Fox looking to press in, but the Earth Shatter from Jeezy drops everybody in their tracks, and now it's looking like Flat Life might have a little bit of blood left in them just yet. As we see them trying to swing ahead and get that momentum, they might be so close to capturing a point B or zone B, and if they can, they get that power play, but there's only a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to be seeing Clash for Life make that comeback. It's going to be really hard, but those 3 kills might just help them out.
It certainly will. Lazy Chan leading in with that tire, and now with the last few moments here, Zone B now being held by Plat for Life. If they get this, they might have an opportunity.
30 seconds remaining.
This could be the opportunity that they need, but I don't know. Again, it's not going to be enough from what it seems like. 88 points that we're seeing for Red Claw, and just getting those early picks for them might be exactly what we need. Now 89, and they just aren't missing anything to take the victory.
They certainly aren't. Red Claw looking very aggressive here, now pushing up Cheesy, having to drop back, but eventually does fall, and despite being power played against Red Claw, looking very strong here. Dark Fox leading the charge with that Zarya high energy. Lazy Tran trying their might, but just cannot pull it ahead. Red Claw looking a little bit more equal this time around than we saw in Dorado.
Yeah, they look so much stronger. They were struggling in some fights, but overall, it is just a complete domination that we saw from them from beginning to end. They look so much better on this map, and I don't know if they could be the competition that they decided to play versus what we saw Clash for Life playing. We actually saw at the beginning a Widowmaker, which definitely not what you expect in this type of mode where there's a lot of action and you need to really work with your team. Even if you're taking a lot of distance and you're a Widowmaker, you know that the other team is going to be on a D.Va or even on a Winston going to dive you and kill you. So another best thing that you want to do, you want really strong heroes that are going to keep you alive, and that, you know, you're not giving any points to the other team by getting those kills.
Certainly, and you know, if all else fails, you can always just go the Lazy Chan route, switch to the Junkrat and get some high-flying explosives. I think no matter what hero we're seeing Lazy Chan on, they definitely love the explosions, the D.Va bombs, the Junkrat tires, all of it's coming out for this player. So I believe now we're at 1 apiece, if my caster math is right.
Yeah, that's right. So on a 1-1, from the two teams, Clash for Life and Red Claw, but looking really strong depending on the map that they were playing and the composition. I think that's such a big thing coming into this cup is just the synergy and the heroes that you decide to play makes such a big difference, because here you're not looking that much into individual skill. It's more how much and how aggressive you want to be against the other team. That's why we saw Red Claw making that comeback on Alias like we just saw. And something that I want to see going on, just having that dive goats composition that we saw, just puts them in the best position that they could have to take the victory today.
Certainly, and now it looks like we are going to be heading perhaps to Ilios. Well, we do have a little bit of randomization when it comes to these maps because of how many different map options there are. But in order to find out, you'll just have to stick around as we take it to another quick break. So stick around. We'll continue the Conquest Cup here in just a moment.
has hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%. Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly. Oh, and asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact, se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Conquest Cup. We're watching Plat for Life play against Red Claw. They're now one apiece after Ilios Ruins as we look ahead. Sir Waltham and Dryad casting for your entertainment. Dryad, what are some thoughts that we've been seeing over this game mode so far?
And well, from what we've seen, there are just some heroes that are way too strong because they can get kills that if you're playing together with your team, you're playing very close to each other, and if you can get a self-destruct that gets 4 people, if you can get a tire from Junkrat that gets 4 people, then you know who's going to be taking the advantage. And well, that also connects to your events right now.
Yeah, we will be looking ahead. A little bit of a dismay, I'm sure, going to be coming out of Lazy Chan, who was playing the Diva and Junkrat, because now both of those heroes going to be coming in as Vans, so we're not going to be seeing them as we come on to the university stage here on Oasis.
Yeah, and another map is going to be really interesting. They've all been very unique in the architecture that we can see from them, but so far they're going to be taking the zones that are closer to them, and now the challenge is going to be coming Zone C. So who's going to be taking the advantage? We're not going to have that diva anymore.
Now, Lazy Chan, to no surprise, still going for any explosive hero they can with the Pharah. Going for the concussive blast, doesn't quite find as much, but Lamar gonna be finding it instead with the boops coming in. Team 1, or Plat for Life, definitely gonna be leading in here. But Scrub also turning the tides, getting a double kill with the pin. The nutty plays coming in, but it's gonna be Plat for Life getting the zone advantage.
4 kills for the Lucio, and that's something that we see that's a difference between the other maps that we saw before. And this one, Point B is going to be really interesting for any team to take if you have that Lucio on the watch, and also that Pharah is going to review.
And now we're seeing Red Claw push in here. They need to get onto point, otherwise that power play will come into effect. They need to clear it off if possible, but Red Claw starting to lean in and get some kills, and it looks like they're being repelled for a moment. That point at 99% to being contested, or to being captured, but Red Claw finally puts their feet in the ground and holds Zone A for the time being. They walk away with a couple kills in their pocket as well.
And it's really close so far. It's not the same like we saw on the other maps where someone was taking the advantage right from the beginning. It looks really close for both teams, 9 and 7, and getting this Zone B and taking control of it is going to be really important for it.
Lazy Chan gonna be dropping that Rocket Barrage, gets a 1 kill, so that puts them a point ahead because of that zone possession here. And Lamont trying to get out just gets burned down by Red Claw. The Coalescence and company really looking to do some damage there. And right now, Red Claw just looking to get some zone capture, although if they keep winning these fights, they may not need to.
Yeah, but one of the things that they need to do is definitely trying to get those kills that are going to give you extra points. You want to make a big gap between your team and the other team in terms of points. And if you're able to do this right now, getting the early kills, that's going to be giving you the advantage for the next few fights.
Sunraiser dropping the grab, and Killscript says, I'll do you one better, drops theirs as well. And Killscript looking like they're going to work with their team just a tick better and getting those kills to come through. It's going to be the Mercy getting knocked away, I believe that was by Brooch trying to get the damage in, and now Red Claw looking to get this point, and now they're up 2 zones.
Red Claw with the advantage as well coming into this next few fights. That Boog almost got the Lucio, but fortunately for him, he's able to make that comeback.
A big EMP going to be going out from Froki. That means everybody's going to be grounded from the side of Plat for Life. And although they have major zone control, they keep losing their lives in these fights. And Plat for Life not looking too strong right now as we see the points start to go over towards the favor of Red Claw.
Having a Sombra being played, having that EMP advantage is definitely exactly what the team needs to win a fight. This ability by itself is already strong, and if you use it into this composition and exactly into the map that we're seeing, it's just a win fighter, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So the team's looking so strong right now at 34 against 17 that Plat for Life has.
And finally, Red Claw gonna be getting some zone advantage here. They're pushing on to Zone C. They need to get it as fast as possible because there is always the opportunity that Plat for Life can cap behind them. But it looks like Plat for Life gonna be capping, or spawning rather, right on top of this zone. And now it's being flipped over slowly but surely into the favor of Red Claw. They might get the first power play here.
Yeah, and they are doing it, so they're looking so good. We saw at the end how Plat for Life was trying to do anything they could using those ults to take the advantage, but it just wasn't enough for them, and it keeps not being enough. They're getting killed very, very early on before they take into the fight.
And this might be the opportunity for Plat for Life to equalize here now that the zones will be reset, but they just need to survive the onslaught at start. Shevchenko trying to play that Reaper to deal that damage, tuck in close, but it's not quite working out for them. Instead, it's gonna be Red Claw still getting some kills, but Lamont looking to equalize with the boot onto Lil Threat. Sunraiser almost taking the same fate, but instead just gunned down by an SMG.
And it looks so scary to go into the corner, into those borders, because you know that Luce is going to boot you at any point. We see it over and over again, and he's going to keep doing so. So that's such a big advantage that the team is having. 65 points right now for Red Claw, and they should be winning.
Lazy Chan is going to be shooting right into the grab, trying to keep everybody at that critical level of health. But Red Claw still coming in big with these kills. This team looks like it has a surge of vitality right now as We see Fruits trying to hold that B point. Doesn't quite get the boost though.
Yeah, it seems like that first map that we saw from them was just a warm-up. Now they're ready. Now they're completely destroying Plat for Lab. He doesn't really know what to do. They're taking a few stones, but it unfortunately is not enough. They're getting picked very, very early on, and that just puts them in such a disadvantage now. And once again, Red Claw is going to be taking that zone B.
Yeah, an unfortunate spot where Plat for Life captures Zone B, but then they have to backtrack to capture Zone C, basically giving Zone B up again. Looking pretty tough right now for this solo team, and even tougher as these kills start to come through for Red Claw. They're losing a lot of their manpower. Lazy Chan gets a hook, but even that finds nothing. It's looking like it's going to be all cleanup come here. If Zone C gets captured, it's another power play for Red Claw.
Yeah, and it should happen at any point as well, because we do have that Sombra that is building EMP. Once you're able to get that EMP, and at the points that you have right now, you have 85, then just getting those 6 kills should put you in such a big advantage that Plat for Life doesn't seem to be able to make that happen.
Plat for Life even going to be switching to the Wrecking Ball, perhaps to be a little bit more chaotic, cause the knock-around disturbance coming through here, but Red Claw so far away from their opponents when that power play hits, they're not really able to capitalize too much. Scob going to be having the Earth Shatter looking for it, waits for the Zarya bubble to go down, lands it right onto the Bastion, and now going to be swinging big. There's going to be a couple kills going in their favor, but Scob not going to be able to land too much outside of that. However, 90-26 so far looking very good for Red Claw.
And I really like that we saw Plat for Life going into Bastion, really filling up to their name, just playing Bastion, trying to get a few kills, but unfortunately just wasn't enough. We saw Red Claw getting that value out of Shatter. There doesn't seem to be such a strong ability, but being able to get those early picks and getting that Bastion is what's making the difference.
Yeah, Scob going to be using that Reinhardt Steadfast ability to not get moved off by the Lucio. Lamar going to have to wait instead for the Baptiste. And now 3 points is what stands Red Claw from this victory. The grab gets thrown out. Killscript doesn't catch anything. Instead, just going to be pushing up the good old-fashioned way onto the opponents. And now it's only a matter of time. One more kill, but the EMP does come out from Roki. And then Zarya looking so low, but Sunraiser able to walk away. Cheesy gets killed, and with that, we're going to be seeing the points go over to Red Claw. They're taking the victory here on University.
That's right, we take the victory. So, like I said before, it seemed like that first map that we saw in Dorado was just a warm-up round for them. They're looking so strong. At the beginning, there were fights and there were kills going back and forth, so we didn't really know who was going to be who would be having the benefit and the difference. But after a while, we saw it over and over again. The main thing and the main concern of Plat for Life is having your analysis that they're getting picked on very, very early on into the fight, and one of them is dying, and then they're not able to properly go into the fight. They're getting killed, and that's getting Red Claw more points, which is the last thing that you want to do.
Yeah, sometimes the spawns can be a very difficult thing to deal with. As mentioned a little bit earlier, we had that moment where I believe it was Plat for Life got spawned right onto point B, so they were able to capture it. That's the easy part, but then they have to go back, basically giving up all the progress they earned on point B as Red Claw just able to fill in the ranks beyond that. So a definite, very different playstyle from these control point maps from what we've seen based on or compared to Dorado.
As well as the compositions that they decided to play. They couldn't play that Junkrat, they couldn't play the Diva that we know could give them the advantage that they needed. Instead, we saw actually that Bastion at the end, but Bastion is such a stationary hero that is not going to be able to get as much value unless you keep it at one zone and just don't move at all, which we know that for this mode, we know in this case, it's just not going to be possible.
Yeah, but in the cases of those power plays, one could argue it makes a little bit of sense. If you know the enemy's going to be barreling towards you, you might as well just buckle down, try to withstand the wave of opponents, and you don't want to feed over those 3 points when, if you lose the Bastion after the fact, it's only 1 point instead.
Yeah, that's right. So a lot of heroes that we've seen so far, but it just seems like that EMP, for example, that we saw over and over again from Red Claw was so strong because you know that the enemy team is not going to be able to do anything at all. So you can get those kills and get those points and take this zone, which at the end, that's how you take the victory into the mode. So are playing really well, they're playing ahead, and that's just making a big difference. Coming into what we're going to be seeing for these two teams, just whoever decides to engage first, we know is going to have the advantage. So we know that the team Plat for Life is going to be on the lookout for that.
Now, Plat for Life also down in the match score. It's now a 2-1 in favor of Red Claw, meaning that they only need one more to win here, Dryad. And I'm sure Plat for Life gonna want to be playing a little bit more Conquest, staying in the game a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, and I think the best opportunity that they're going to have is if they're able to make that Diva a comeback, if they're able to get those picks and that self-destruct very early on. And we know Diva can build also fast with the current composition and the current maps that they decide to play. So just getting those picks as well, being very aggressive, doing a lot of damage to the enemy team should make us go into map 5.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be the plan here as we look ahead. Once again, Garden's going to be the next map up.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to be having Gardens, and another map that seems very unique, but also I would say is very similar to what we just saw in Oasis in terms of how far the points are going to be and how easy it is going to be for that respawn on both sides.
Yeah, and when you talk about Gardens, you always have to talk about the Pharah, but that will be an opportunity we will have here in just a moment, as we are going to be taking another quick little break, only about 2 minutes or so. So stick around. We'll be back with more Conquest Cup.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just what you're doing.
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%. Right now with Hydra building up to this Vera barrage so quickly. Oh, and asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with landmine.
Impact, se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting till it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Welcome back, everybody. We are hopping straight into it with the Conquest Cup. Red Claw on the right in appropriately red. It's going to be Plat for Life in blue as we hop on to Gardens, moving ahead. Now, Sir Waltham and Dryad once again looking to cast this Dryad. We're already seeing action being held down point, or zone B rather, getting captured immediately by Red Claw.
Yeah, they are just finished as well. So, and we do have a Diva back for both teams, so that should be really interesting. We know that the zones are going to be very open, really good for the self-destruct.
And we will be seeing Reinhardt get banned as well as Junkrat. So we're gonna not be seeing those teams around Lazy Chan once again on that D.Va, as you mentioned, Dryad. But despite going underway on Zone B, as you might expect, that middle zone always seems to be the emphasis of action here. And now Red Claw managing to take down a few members, and now these kills looking to compound even more. Once you lose those first few members, your team is going to be slim pickings, as we see Plat for Life just getting torn apart.
And that's when you need to make sure that your respawn and everyone is able to group up as soon as they can, because they already have a small difference in points that can turn into a bigger one if they're not careful and they're not able to once again engage first and get those early picks onto Red Claw.
And it's going to be Plat for Life able to get Zone A captured right before Zone C. That is so crucial because that power play does not come into effect. Plat for Life now looking just going to be to fight back ahead towards that mid zone. And they are getting some point capture progress towards it. Not sure who's exactly on the point there. Looks like it might be the Lucio, but a big EMP coming in from Trophy going to mean that the rest of Plat for Life is going to be in a very rough spot. And that rough spot apparently is the grave. That's exactly where they're getting sent by at.
Yeah, that's right. And 4 hacks that we saw coming from that EMP looking so strong. Now, once again, Red Claw having the advantage. This is once again match point, so they do need to watch out if you're Plat for Life. Try to get those kills, try to make that comeback, because the difference in points is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and that power play is not what you want, as we can see Red Claw leaning in, trying to find whoever they can. It's gonna, however, be Plat for Life getting the first kill with that Reaper onto the Sombra. And that means that Plat for Life not quite out of this just yet, but they have quite a bit of digging to do. And they're coming out of this power play actually pretty clean here, Dryad.
That's right, they're exactly able to do what I was thinking, just being really aggressive very early on. Even if we saw Red Claw having the advantage. Now, they did use a lot of L's, but they do have the Sun Barrier coming up for them, so that should be good enough to keep them alive as soon as they can in trying to take control of the other zones.
We see both teams have to imagine going to be moving towards that Zone B. In fact, they will be. Red Claw going to be coming out right about the same time as Plat for Life, but the sound barrier comes in for Red Claw, trying to keep everybody alive just a little bit longer to turn the tides. And it looks like Plat for Life already suffered their losses despite their sound barrier coming out just a little bit later. Llama not able to quite land it as quick as they might want before lessons. From Lil Threat going to be keeping everybody alive and giving that surgence of power coming in. Red Claw continuing to dominate this match so far.
20-point difference that we see right now, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Once again, all the advantage that Red Claw is going to be having, that EMP that is going to be used very early on, and not allowing Plat for Life to do anything about it. They don't even have any ults coming up besides that Death Blossom.
And Lazy Chan going to be dropping that Death Blossom, trying to disrupt that zone, but not quite going to be able to get it. Does take down Scob, but it might not be enough here as Red Claw start to lead. They're getting 3 points per tick they put on the board. So with that, they're going to be very happy to just get any kills, even if they're trading at a pretty even rate.
And Pharah seems like it's a really strong hero, but unfortunately you get countered all the time. So maybe a swap should be necessary for Plat for Life. Once again, not looking very strong. You do have the grab coming up as well as the coalescence, but those abilities have been used before and don't seem to be enough.
Zones will now be resetting as the power play comes offline. The self-destruct coming in. The EMP to match on top of it, but Killscript not finding anything. Will be taken down, but looks like the rest of Red Claw will be there to pick up the slack as these kills starting to come through. Dark Fox taking down their counterpart in Lazy Chan, and Red Claw doesn't even give a damn about the zones right now.
That's right, they're just getting those kills because they know they have the advantage in it. And at this point, if you're Plat for Life, you are even wondering if you can make that comeback. You have 15 points against 61. You have to win almost every single fight coming up to take the victory. So not going to be easy at all, especially if you get your Moria pick very early on.
And Plat for Life going to be down that major boon in healing. They're going to be stuck kind of in the mix here, just trying to deal that damage. Sunrays are getting juggled around like a beach ball, and with that, it's just looking like the Reaper going to be the last one out and booted out of the map.
So getting those picks as well is going to be necessary for Red Claw to take the victory. They should be able to do this very comfortably. The zones are locked, so all they need to do is get those picks that they should be able to in a few seconds.
And Scott going to be diving in with the Winston, trying to deal the damage, but the catch by Lazy Chan drops that Death Blossom, enables 4 kills to come through. Not a lot of points given over to the side of Red Claw. This is good for Plat for Life.
Yeah, and even if they use that Death Blossom and it works so well for Plat for Life, you're going to be having a few ults as well coming up for Red Claw. So that puts you in a scary position because there aren't that many. About 2 fights are all that it's going to be needed.
You see Cheesy trying to contest that point C, and it's going to be Fruit taken down early on, meaning that now it's looking like Plat for Life might have the opportunity to get a little bit of point, or zone advantage rather, but it's already Red Claw swarming onto Zone B.
Yeah, and 80 points for Red Claw should be more than enough. That Coalescence as well, getting Lazy Chan is looking so good for them, and that is pretty much all they need to take the victory as well and take control of the zones yet again.
Now, once that Zone C gets captured, it will be the power play, but at the last moment, Plat for Life able to convert Zone A, so not going to be happening quite yet.
But they're so close though, only 11 points up and need to take the victory, and the ult's coming up as well at EMP.
EMP does go out, Froakie dropping it right on their heads as Dark Fox going to be unleashing the Death Blossom. They're just claiming the kills. We are looking ahead, and so far it's looking great for Red Claw.
Yeah, they only need one more to get to the 100, so it just is impossible for Plat for Life to make that comeback from what it seems like.
They have to do it basically with no losses moving forward, so a very tough ask, but they're not giving up quite yet. Scott taken down early means that Red Claw now a little bit on the back foot. However, doesn't quite matter here as Red Claw manages to get that last kill, and they're going to be taking it 3-1 here at the Conquest Cup.
They take that victory after only losing that first map that we saw from them. Dorado wasn't the strongest, they didn't know exactly what to do, and the Diva was taking advantage of them over and over again.
As we can see, the play of the game coming through here. Fruit getting the Lucio plays as you might like to expect, and so far Red Claw took a little bit of time to come online, but once they did, they swung in with some pretty great force here. Dorado just not looking quite like their map Dryad, but I think we can forgive that for how they played on the last 3.
Yeah, and it's not only in this specific tournament, but we've also seen in general, just in Overwatch, there are so many teams that lose that first map and then take the victory in every single map that comes after. So it just, to me, it's always like that warm-up map that you don't really know exactly, you're still getting that synergy, you're connecting with your team, and once you're able to do that, you're able to dominate, which is exactly what we saw from Red Claw.
So unfortunately, as far as the EU region goes, we are just about ready to wrap it up for the Conquest Cup here tonight. But that being said, a little bit of more information for you folks. If you ever think, hey, I want to be streamed here, I want to be casted for here by Sir Waltham and Dryad once again, but I also want to do it in, like a competitive tournament, a little bit more of a standard composition. There's always Get Good Season 6 starting in October. It's going to be available to all ranks. We'll have rank matching, something along those lines. So you're going to be in a comfortable spot. Solo signups are open until tomorrow, September 20th. So make sure you get in those applications. If it's something you're looking to do, I would highly recommend it. And not just because I love casting great games.
Yeah, that's right. And you get to learn also a lot, even if you don't have a team. Again, you do have that solo sign up, and you're going to be able to match with a team that also gives you such a good understanding of Overwatch, and regardless of the rank that you are, regardless of how you feel about the game. A lot of game sense again from this type of modes, and being able to see it live with your friends is also very, very exciting.
Yeah, so if you need any more information, elohell.gg/GITGUD, get good. Make sure to check out our website there. But until next time, thank you guys for tuning in to catch the Conquest Cup. We will be back in a few hours with some North American Conquest action, so make sure you catch it then with me and Dryad. But once again, thank you guys for joining us, and we hope you guys have a great night, and stay safe out there, everybody.
Tired of the competitive grind and random teammates? Want to put your team to the test against opponents of similar SR?
Go.
Ever been told to get good, but felt like you were never given the chance? Introducing our Get Good tournament, open to PC and console teams in NA and EU region. Our goal is to provide you with an environment that will push your team play and individual skills to new heights and an opportunity to make new friends along the way. Our divisions range from beginner to unlimited, and the tournament will start off with a 5 to 6 week group stage in Swiss format, ending in a 2-week-long playoff bracket. You can even be showcased live as we stream matches with talented casters every week on Twitch. The winner for each division is crowned champion and will get a fancy champion's role. Get Good signups will start on October 5th, with the tournament starting on the 23rd for PC and the 24th for console. And if you don't have a team yet, but would like to experience playing in a team, fear not. Solo player signups is a team building service offered by Elohel Esports in preparation for our Get Good tournament. Sign up on your own and you will be put into a team of 6. Solo player signups are open right now. Go to elohel.gg/getgood for more information and to sign up for the real 6v6 experience.